Hey there, Abiding fam, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another journal with me, so make sure you grab your journal, whatever form that takes, and let's sit down together and make our memories abiding. Today I am using this awesome waterfall card that I made in a previous video. These are great, as you're going to see, for recording lots of photos or memorabilia, or just ephemera if you have a lot of cute elements you want to include. In my case, I had a ton of photos from a backpacking trip that I wanted to be able to use in the spread without it taking up multiple pages, and so I thought that this waterfall card effect would be a great way to tie all of those photos together in a really neat interactive element. Like I said, I do have a video on how to create this waterfall card, so please make sure you go and check that out so that you can make this for yourself as well. Basically, the idea of this card is that you have multiple layers, so it's basically like a super elaborate tip-in. So if you're not familiar with that concept, a tip-in is something that you put in your journal, like a journaling card or another piece of paper that can flip up and then makes it an interactive element and just also gives you more space to work with. So in this case, the waterfall card is basically multiple tip-ins layered together, but the way that it works is you create a mechanism that you can push up. And when you do, all of the cards lift up one at a time and sort of move in this fan or waterfall motion. For me, the fun part of this entry was decorating all of the little sides of those tip-in cards, and so I just had a lot of fun playing around with the photo placement, but also with a ton of stickers. This particular sticker book that I used for the majority of this entry was the American Crafts hashtag sticker book 1 Canoe 2, and I've talked about this sticker book before. I love it. I love the name. I love every element inside of it, and it's one I use in a lot of my videos. But I'm especially excited to be using it for this entry because this entry, my backpacking memories, are the ones that I bought this sticker book for. As you can see, there's a lot of nature-specific elements to this craft book. There's a lot of florals and butterflies and just very adventure-esque different elements. I love there's a little backpack in there, just so many cute things, and the butterflies are some of my favorites, so you're going to see me use them a lot in these spreads. And what I love about using this sticker book for all of the different parts of this waterfall card is that it makes it all cohesive. And so that's a really great tip when you're doing any form of journaling. If you're somebody who struggles to know what goes well together, I always recommend just using things that already exist to guide you. So in this case, I'm using this sticker book, and I'm only using elements from this sticker book because I know the creators made this book so that all of the pieces make sense together. And so when I use the different florals, those patterns are echoed in another piece that I might be using on another part of the tip-in. And so it's just a really great way when you're journaling to make sure that your pages are cohesive. Another way to do this is think about different designers and artists that you like. So for example, I know that the one sticker book I have from American Crafts is Paige Evans, and she has a very specific style. And so if I want the page to be cohesive, I might look at other things that Paige Evans has created and try and mirror that in my entry. But that doesn't mean you can't still be creative in bringing in other elements. It just gives you a base to work from. So right now I'm bringing in some different washi tapes that are obviously not from this sticker set, but I think still go well with the theme. So I really liked how having the silver washi to frame the one sticker made it stand out a little bit more. And then you can see I brought in that footprint washi as well. So it's a great like hiking boot tracks washi tape, and obviously that's going to go super well with this backpacking spread too. So you can bring in other elements, but it just gives you a place to start, and you can build the other elements that you're bringing in based on the theme. So in this case, backpacking, based on the colors that are established in the set that you're working from. So it's just a really good guiding point, but it doesn't mean that you have to only use elements from that artist, that sticker book, that paper set, whatever it is. And as you practice experimenting and seeing how other people put together sets and what works together, you'll start to be able to do it on your own too. So it's all a learning process as you examine how people put together a sticker book, for example, like this American Crafts sticker book, and you see how they mix florals and words and quotes, and they bring in very similar colors, and those colors are echoed throughout all of the pieces. Then you start to think how you can do that within your entries when you're drawing or creating it on your own. So it's a really great learning tool to pay attention to what goes well together, so that you sort of learn as you create and as you continue exploring your abiding creativity, what works and what doesn't. In other words, as always, it's all about practice. You guys know that I've been doing this for a little bit of time now, and so I've had a lot of practice. And if you consider the many, many years that I spent since I was probably, 10 years old, scrapbooking alongside my mom, you should see some of my first scrapbooks, okay? They're rough, as are most scrapbooks from the 90s, just because that was a rough time for scrapbooking, but you get my point. The point is that it all comes within time. The way you learn, the way you develop your skills, the way you grow as an artist, as a journaler, if that's the right word, journaler, is by doing. You cannot gain all of that insight by watching YouTube videos. As much as I love that you watch mine and gain inspiration from it, you cannot gain that from looking at Instagram photos or looking at Pinterest. The only way that you're going to develop your own style and understand what works and what doesn't for you and your own abiding creativity is to put it into practice. So I just want to always encourage you here on my channel. This is a message to all of my abiding fan members. If you want to learn and to grow and develop your art, you have to just go and do it. And you can do it, because your life, your memories, your art, your thoughts, all of it matters so much and deserves to be recorded. It may not look like mine. It may not look like the beautiful photo on Pinterest you were looking at an hour before you started, but it will be beautiful because you created it and because it's yours. And that is what our journals are. They're ours. They're meant to be reflections of who we are and where we are in our own journeys. So don't let comparison be the thief of your joy, and don't let it be the thief of your memories either. If I had stopped every time I didn't really like the direction an entry was heading in, then I would be losing out on so many wonderful memories that I have recorded in my journals. I love looking back at old spreads and being like, wow, those are some really beautiful times in my life, even if the spread itself isn't as beautiful as I wanted it to be or as great as I imagined it in my head. It's okay, because in the end, it's not about that. It's about the words. It's about my heart. It's about living my abiding life with meaning and purpose and documenting it. Documenting my gratitude, the many joys and blessings I've experienced in my life, the failures I've experienced, the hardships, all of it. All of it is worth documenting because it's my life. And so is yours. Hear me when I say that. Your life is worth documenting. So I encourage you today, without fear of comparison, without worry that you're not going to do as well as you would hope, get into your journal. Or if this is your first time even thinking about starting a journal, just grab a notebook, any old one you have, and put pen to paper. maybe throw on a sticker, maybe experiment with some watercolor. Have fun with it because that's what the creative part of this process is supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be therapeutic and relaxing. And if you're stressed because it's not turning out perfect, then you're not doing it right. So if you are feeling that way, I encourage you to recenter yourself and remind yourself why you want to be creative journaling in the first place. Stay in your lane, embrace your gifts, and know that we're all in this together. We're all learning, we're all growing, and your abiding family is here to support you. And with that said, I hope you have a blessed day full of abiding creativity, joy, and love. I can't wait to see you in my next video. To make sure that I do, be sure that you're subscribed and join our abiding fam. Hit that little bell so you get notified of future videos. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you like it so that YouTube knows to share it with others who maybe need to hear this message too. And I encourage you to leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Let me know if you've ever struggled with comparison. I know that I have, and that's the reason I made this video. I don't say this from my high horse. I say this in the trenches with you because comparison has stolen my joy more times than I can count. And I don't want that for myself, and I certainly don't want that for you. So let's all make the pledge to no longer compare and to just abide in our joy and in our creativity, and we can do that together. I'll see you all in my next video. Until then, stay abiding.